Hey guys, Bearded Rogue here, and this is going to be another one of those videos where I'm not on camera, because today I want to show off a game that I'm working on that's all about taco trucks. You've probably seen me talk about it on Twitter if you at all follow me on Twitter, and if you don't, I don't know exactly how you would have seen this video at all, but thanks for watching. Either way, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a rundown about my taco trucks game. So, this is the game board. The game board is 3x5 grid, as you can see. And that means there are 15 spaces. But more importantly, that means that there are 25 corners. And that's important because the initial inspiration for this game was somebody asked me about designing a game about an America that I would want to live in. And rather than venturing off into grandiose ideas or anything like that, my mind immediately drifted back to the whole thing during election season where people were complaining that, there would be a taco truck on every corner. I don't understand why anyone would ever complain about a taco truck on every corner. To me, that sounds kind of like heaven on earth. So that's what the game's about. It actually ends once there's a taco truck on every corner. So there are 24 corners. I am using these old Risk pieces from a old edition of Risk. They're wood. They're a little triangle profile, so they stand up. These are my taco trucks. There are 24 of them. There are 6 different colors, so there are 4 of each. And these will all be used in the game. I'm going to show roughly what a 4-player game will be like, but I'm going to, or hoping to have it work with other player counts as well. We'll see. But the next thing is the demand tokens. So these demand tokens are numbered 1 through 5. There's only 1 5. There's a whole bunch of 1s. Basically, there's 5 1s, 4 2s, 3 3s, 2 4s, 1 5 for 15. So you shuffle these up and then build the initial board. So you just will place these in each square at random at the beginning of every game. And these basically denote the demand of that region of the city. I don't really have a good name for the game yet. I debated calling it Taco Town for a while, but I don't know exactly what it will end up being. It's the taco truck game for now. But each one of these demand tokens will go in one of the squares, and it will represent the demand in that area. So the demand is basically how many tacos you can sell. The taco trucks do not belong to anyone. They are completely player agnostic pieces. However, you will be basically trying to make certain ones worth more than others. So, how you determine a taco truck's worth. This taco truck right here, if I placed it at this corner, it would be servicing these 4 blocks, basically. It would score points equal to the highest number out of those blocks. So this would be worth 5. If I placed another red one on the board, and I put it here, this one would be worth 3, because 3 is the highest number on the board. So when we go to check the score of red, like how much it sells, at the end of a round, we would see this one is 5, this one is 3, so that's 8. That's how much red is worth at the end of the round, how well they're doing. So, this is basically a stock game. Every player will have 1 card for each color in the game: pink, black, blue, red, yellow, and green. And at the beginning of every round, you'll basically pick one of these. So let's say that I picked the red stock card. You would play it face down. So I have my face down stock card here. This face down stock card is going to determine which type of truck I score points for this round. And then again, every round for the rest of the game. So the first one you play will score you points in round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, round 6. In a 4-player game, there are 6 rounds. Because, 6 and 4 make 24. Anyway, so there are 6 rounds, and you will score points for, in this case, all red trucks at the end of this round. At the beginning of the next round, you would take your remaining hand of cards, and you would pick another color of truck that you want to score for, and you would play it face down. And then at the end of the round, you would flip this over, and you would score for both red and, in this case, pink, because that just happens to be what I randomly drew up. So red and pink would score. And then the third round, you'd play another card face down. You get the picture. So you're basically choosing which taco truck company, which local taco truck company you think is going to do the best. However, it's not just what you think is going to do the best, because you're manipulating things spatially. So let's go into the meat of the game, the action cards. So, the action cards here, there are exactly 24 cards. Each card is divided in half. The top will be a color, the bottom will be an action. So, this one's pink and wild action. This one's blue and swap. Swap means that you take 2 trucks that are next to each other and you reverse their positions. They have to be adjacent, so like this pink and this red one could be swapped. That's not really advantageous. Let's say I'm wanting to score for red. I can swap these 2. I can put red here and pink there. That would be good for me because now this red will score 4 and this pink will only score 3. Again, you only score for the highest number adjacent to wherever you are. Jump we're getting rid of. Jump is going to become slide. So slide is you will take an entire column or an entire row and move it one down. So if I wanted to slide this row, I could slide this whole thing over. And now my reds are both next to the 5, which is pretty good for me. Again, more wild actions, more swaps, more jumps. What am I missing? Move. Move lets you move a truck 1 block, basically. So if I played move, I could move this pink truck to here. Those are the 3 different actions, and then there's a wild action that will let you choose move, slide, or swap. Any of those of your choice, okay? So how do you play these cards? Well, there will be a first player. I have a first player token. There will be a first player, and what the first player will do is all these cards will be dealt out at the beginning of the game, so you will have a hand of cards. So if I were to do that, I'm just going to give myself the top 6 cards. I will have these cards. So looking at these cards, I have 2 pink, 1 red, a yellow, a green, and a blue. I have some jumps, which again are going to become slides, a wild action, and a swap. I actually have a lot of slides, so I'm going to be able to manipulate entire rows pretty easily. But pink is the only color I really have extra control over. So this may be the color that I want to start with from the beginning of the game. Regardless of what they are, at the beginning of my turn, I will pick one of these cards, or at the beginning of the round, I will pick one of these cards, and I will play it to the table. So let's say I wanted to play pink. So I can choose to either use it as pink, or I can use it as a slide. Again, jump is replaced by slide. So I can use it as pink, or I can use it as a slide. If I choose to use it as pink, that means I can take a pink taco truck, and I can place it anywhere on the board. So I'm going to put it here, next to the 5. Seems like a pretty good idea. Now, this piece right here, this slide, the second player will now choose a card from their hand. So let's say they play this, which is a black and a slide, and they decide that they want to do a slide. So they're going to slide this up, moving my pink down here so it's only going to score 1. They're assuming that I care about pink. Okay, but then they get to use the other half of my card that I didn't use. So in this case, they get a second slide. So they're now going to, again, slide this row down, again making pink worse. Now, they also made red worse in that move, but they're hoping to really hurt me since they're pretty sure that I probably care about pink in this case. So that's an example of that. So this will go all the way around the table. The third player will play a card. The third player now has to use the side of the second player's card that wasn't used. So the third player now gets to place a black anywhere on the board. And let's say they don't particularly care about black, so they're going to put it here, which isn't great but isn't bad. They may care about black on the next round. Maybe they're setting it up for future rounds. And they leave a slide behind. So then the final player, the fourth player, is going to play this. So they get a slide, and then they also get to choose either pink or swap. At that point, whichever one they don't use, the first player gets to use the remaining one, and that's the end of a round. So everybody uses one half of their card that they play, and then one half of the card of the person who played before them. The first player in the round uses the half that the fourth player didn't use. So everybody gets 2 actions in a round, one of which is directly determined by you, and one of which is determined by your opponent, by one of your opponents. So you're using those actions to manipulate the board and move these guys around, and then you're using your stock to pick which ones will score each round, or which ones you care about scoring each round. So let's say that this round happened. There should only be 4 ever on the board. I'm going to remove one of these pinks just because. There will only ever be 4 on the board, and there will be 4 added each round. So if I bid red, then red right now is 5 and 3, so red is 8. So 8 clearly is higher than either of the others. Pink is only worth 1, and black right now is worth 3. So in this round, we would note, I have this score pad right here, right now. So we would note that in this case, first place, so red, will get 11 points. Second place, which is black, will get 9 points. Third place, which is yellow, will get 7 points. And then all of the others, you'll add these points up and divide them as evenly as possible. So this will be 9 points. So that means each of the other remaining ones will get 3 points, will be worth 3 points. And you'll record that in the round. And then the next round, you'll do that score again, with whatever has the highest score getting 11 points, 9 points, etc. And that's how much you earn each round. You don't earn whatever its cost is, or whatever its demand is. You earn based on this track right here. And all this stuff, like this right here, will end up being on the board, and some other stuff, and these are for different player counts. So like in a 4-player game, you would have 6 rounds, and then in a 3-player game, you would have 8 rounds, because there's still 24 spots. I haven't decided if I want to cut the board down for smaller player counts yet, or if I'm happy just leaving it like it is, and then just upping the number of rounds. So for example, like 12 rounds here as a potential for 2 players. But we'll see. We'll see how it ends up going. Either way, basically the 3 and 4 are the first 2 player counts I want to get working. And this right here, this score 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1 would be how you manage the score of the taco trucks between rounds. So basically, that's the whole game. You use your actions to manipulate the board to move the taco trucks around based on your chosen stock, which ones you choose that you want to see succeed. And then whoever has the most points at the end wins. That's the whole game right now. And I know that there's going to be some refinements to it. Like I said, we initially had jump. Jump is very unthematic. Slide is much better in this case. Jump was also really awkward because how far can you jump? Do you have to jump over another truck? Slide is really easy because you can just say pick a row or a column and move them all 1 step in a chosen direction. So that's what we've got right now as far as the Taco Trucks game. I'm planning on playing it a whole bunch. Obviously, I'm going to edit these action cards. I'm actually going to type them up and probably print them in Nandex so that it's not handwritten anymore. But we'll edit them so that the jumps become slides. And, yeah, that's prototype version 1 of the Taco Truck game. So, if you have any questions or any comments or anything you want to say about it, feel free to reply to the video. Find me on Twitter. I'm obviously going to link it there. But this is my taco truck game. So, we'll play test some more, and next time you see it, maybe it'll be totally different. Maybe it'll just be slight refinements on this. Who knows? Either way, if you've listened this long, thank you for listening. Bearded Rogue, out.